Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. My name is Penny, and I'm going to be your guide through this content development process. I want to teach you how to create more engaging content so that you can post on social media, content that you'll use in your sales pages, your email sequences, all of those things to help you reach more qualified customers online. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, hit the button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, you are going to see some links. The first link that you're going to see is for the Content Calendar Blueprint. This is an email-based training program that I developed. It's like a comprehensive guide that's going to help you develop a content calendar that's tailored to your business, where you are, and where you're trying to grow. The second link you're going to see is so that you can subscribe to the Marketing Strategy Collective. This is my group program that we do on Patreon. And then you can personally go through this process with me and develop your remarkable content. And you can do this in a supportive group online space and see what happens to your marketing strategy when you actually get some help and you're not working in a solo bubble. So you see the links below in the description box and you know what to do to learn more. So today's video, let's jump into this. Let's jump into this idea about content in the sense of, I hate using this cliche, but it is so true when it comes to this type of content development about working smarter, not harder. I mean, seriously, have you ever felt like content creation is just never ending? It's just constantly, it's like you're constantly brainstorming, you're constantly writing, recording, editing, creating images, writing copy. It just feels so overwhelming. But what if I told you that there's a way to make this whole content creation process simpler and faster and a whole heck of a lot less stressful? So let's talk about this, because what I'm talking about specifically that's going to help you to work smarter, not harder, is batch creation. And I want to share with you some of my best batch creation hacks that are going to save you some time, keep you organized, and to help you not feel so overwhelming with all of that constant work that's involved with content creation. Because here's the thing. If you've been feeling like you're always playing catch up with your content, you are totally going to love what's in today's video. So settle in, grab a pen, paper, open up a Word doc or whatever it is. You're going to want to take some notes about this because I'm going to give you some really good specific action steps that you can take. Because batch creation is the thing that you need, because it's going to let you focus on one step at a time. And when you're able to do that, you actually get more work done in less time. You'll learn how to break up your content process into more manageable steps. And this is what relieves that stress that you're feeling. And I want to talk about some tools and templates that can help, and just some tips about how to make this work with your business. So the first step we're going to do, it's about breaking your content creation into manageable steps. And for you to be really effective with any kind of batch creation process, it's understanding that you don't need to do everything all at once. The secret to batch creation and why this really works is that it breaks the process of your content creation into smaller, more focused tasks. And when we do this breakdown, it's always going to be different. And that's why I didn't just, say, oh, here, download this free template. Because your breakdown is going to depend on the type of content that you create every month. Maybe you do videos, maybe your blog posts, social media posts, maybe, you show up in just email messages or video episodes. Everybody's marketing plan is different. So you want to take a look at where you are and what you're developing for your marketing plan, and think about how you're going to break these steps down into manageable steps. So just some suggestions here and some tips about how you can do that. Let's say one of your focused sessions is doing something like brainstorming. Brainstorm like all your ideas, like plan a session, block off time, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and it's all you're doing is focusing solely on generating content ideas. If you do this for an hour, you could probably pull some content ideas for at least, a quarter, like 3 months worth of content that you're working at. Now, what we're not talking about is writing a blog post. We're not talking about, creating the whole video. All we're talking about with this session is just coming up with content ideas, coming up with prompts, thinking about the questions that your community asks, thinking about things like, like how your business solves your customers' pain points, and then thinking about how these things can turn into valuable information that you can turn into content that helps your customers be aware of your products and your services. The goal here with this session is to come up with as many ideas as possible. And so that way, when you are, starting to actually create the content, to develop it, to write it, to do all that stuff, you're not just like starting from scratch. You can use things like some tools you can use something like Notion or Trello, or even a Google Doc to organize your ideas. Quite honestly, what I've been doing over the years is I have a content notebook that I keep on my desk, and this is and it's in a really what's the best word I'm looking for? It's in a space that I can't miss it. It is right there in front of me. So this is where I work through my content ideas, and when something comes up as an idea, the book is always there for me. So I don't have to be scrambling for ideas every single week about what am I going to create, what am I going to produce. I put all of my ideas into the content book, and I break it up. For me, I like to break it up into quarterly. So when I did my initial session for, I think it might have been 30 minutes, I did January, February, March, and then I can do second quarter and third quarter and fourth quarter and that kind of thing. And I basically sketch out some ideas, and I always go into it thinking there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's just your way. And some ideas could be, maybe they're not the best ideas at all, but sometimes that little piece of an idea, that little thought, can lead you to something else, and then that could be like, I don't know, maybe one of your best promotions that you ever have. So I always write down everything. I always write down my thoughts, my ideas, anything that I'm coming up with, just because I just don't know how I could evolve that into something bigger, evolve that into a video, evolve it into a blog post, evolve it into a workshop. Those are the type of things. But the idea is I always know that I have a whole list of content ideas that are connected to my community, that are answering my customers' pain points and how my business solves them. So this is something that I do regularly. And like I said, I keep the notebook on my desk all the time. So that way I always have it available to me. If I'm in the middle of something and I get an idea, I can write it down. Because as we all know, the worst thing that we can tell ourselves is, I don't need to write that down. I'll remember it. Because you won't. So that's my tip for you about something that you could be doing to help you create a running list of content ideas. So another thing that you can do, that you can have a focus session on, is you could batch your copywriting or outlining. Depends on how you work through your process. Some people outline and script what they want to say. Some people just do bullet points. Some people write out, the copy points or whatever they do. I would advise you in this session not to focus on every single piece that is in your content book. I would advise you to maybe focus on 3 to 5 pieces of content. Whether it's social media posts, a blog post, YouTube videos, whatever it is that you are focusing on for that week, for that month. Because what's going to happen is, if you can focus on just a small amount of the content pieces that you're looking for, it allows you to get more into a creative flow. And you're not switching gears back and forth between, oh, well, this month I'm going to be focusing on this, or this week I'm focusing on this. You can just stay focused on this one particular topic with these content pieces, and how you're going to write it, how you're going to outline it, how you're going to repurpose it If I write this blog post, I can repurpose this on LinkedIn. I can turn it into an image and I can post it on Instagram. And you can work through that in this batch copywriting session. So another session that you're going to want to do with your content process is recording or creating in bulk. So let's say you're a person who makes videos, or you do reels, or you're on TikTok. So you want to block out a couple of hours to record multiple pieces of content in one sitting. And the same goes for your graphics. If you're thinking about, using something like Canva, you can say, okay, I'm going to be doing all of these posts on Instagram. I need all of these images done. I need some images that I can use on my blog post. You just sit down at one setting and just knock it all out at once. So then when it's time to actually post everything, you've just got them in your folder and you just pull them up and it's saved, and you don't have to keep doing this every single time you post. You do not have to create a social media post by starting your day, thinking about the idea, writing out the copy, recording any kind of thing you want to record, creating an image. If you do that every single day, it's no wonder you're feeling overwhelmed. No wonder you're stressing yourself out. But when you start creating in bulk like this, that is going to relieve some of that pressure on you of trying to get everything done, as well as everything that you've got going on in your business. I mean, come on. If you're a small business owner like me, we are the ones doing the sales. We are the ones managing the client project. We are the ones managing our marketing. So why not give yourself the space to actually get these things done without you having to sacrifice your time to do everything else that you're doing in the business? And, so if you think about it from that perspective, if you're breaking this process into these steps, it means that you're always working ahead of the game. And that's a big important piece to batching, because you're not staring at a blank page every week trying to figure out what content you need to create, what you need to be doing, where you need to be showing up. You know ahead of time because you've already worked through this process. You've already got your content ideas. You've already, written out some copy. You've already recorded. You've already done your images. You've already done all these things. So then all you need to do is the next step, which your next step is using tools and creating templates that are going to save you time. Because the right tools can make or seriously break your batching process. So let's talk about some of these resources that you want to have to keep you organized. Obviously, one of your best tools that you're going to use is a content calendar. And I am not here to tell you how to set up your content calendar, because I always believe it has everything to do with the way that you work. If you are a digital person and a person who likes to function off of their phone, like that type of person, you're going to want to look for an app. If you're somebody who likes to work everything off of your computer, Asana, Trello, ClickUp, all of these are amazing programs that can help you plan out your content schedule. You can also do something like I do, pen to paper. There is no right way, there's no wrong way, there is just your way. But the idea of the content calendar, it's not just the squares in it, a little calendar to tell you what day things are get posted, but when you have everything listed out in your content calendar, it gives you a bird's eye view of what's coming up and helps you stay on track. So let's talk a little bit about templates. If you have not had the opportunity to develop or design your own templates, this is a piece that I would highly recommend that you do in one of your sessions. You can create graphic templates. Canva has these pre-designed templates for social media posts, videos, presentations. And what happens is when you start using these templates, you just save them, into a project. And then you can just go in there and you can change out the image, or you can, you can change, I don't know what's going on here with my throat. Sorry about that. You can change out the copy. You can change out, all of that kind of stuff. And it just makes it so easy, like especially if you're using Pinterest. You can save versions of your Pinterest pins that you're using and just reuse them over and over again. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have been using the free version of Canva for years. And the free version of Canva actually lets you bring in 3 of your brand colors into the program, so that your Pinterest pins or your social media posts are directly connected to your brand. It's the same colors on your website, the same colors on your social media, and you can have that saved in the free version of Canva in your graphic templates. You can also create script templates, copy templates, something that you can use over and over again for video scripts or short videos. I know for me, when I actually have a video script that I use for these video episodes, there is an intro. I talk about the problem, I refer to the solution, and then I give you a call to action at the end. This is my template. And so it makes it really easy for me when I'm writing my copy that I know this is the intro part. I talk about the problem, I talk about the solution, and then I do a call to action. And so it makes it easier for me instead of me struggling. Oh God, what am I supposed to say? Oh my goodness, what am I going to need to do? I know my template and I just put my information into it. Now, granted, as you could probably hear, a lot of it is just from my script. It's a lot of bullet points and just, some words, and then I start talking because I know this information off the top of my head. But for those of you who are still in that process of just now getting to learn, how to do a template like that, you might want to type out more information than that. But once you start to get more comfortable with it, it'll flow so much easier. Other things that you want to use, scheduling tools. Scheduling tools are your friends. Let me tell you, folks, for those of us who have been using social media for years, our biggest savior has been scheduling tools. And there's tools like Buffer, Later, Hootsuite, and you can schedule weeks of content in one sitting so that you are not glued to your laptop every single day. You don't stop in the middle of the day and you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot I was supposed to be posting on Facebook. You can put it into a scheduling tool. And also know that almost all of the social platforms have an internal scheduling feature. So you can actually do this for free and you don't have to spend money on these scheduling programs, that you can just go into each one of these platforms and set up your post to get automated without spending a whole lot of money. Actually, I don't think anybody's charging anything, and I may be wrong, and if somebody wants to tell me if they catch something, let me know in the comments. But the last I've checked, and the ones that I'm using are not charging me anything. So that's another thing that you can use. Another tool, which is super important, I think, and is going to be a huge part of your content creation process, are AI tools. When we look at platforms like ChatGPT, they help us brainstorm, they help us write drafts, they help us repurpose our content. AI is here for us to speed up repetitive tasks. It's like having a person in your office that you can bounce ideas off without sacrificing the quality. But I want you to keep in mind, and I see this all the time when I follow people on social media, and I could just tell by looking at their posts that they hit something up on ChatGPT and then they just copied and pasted the whole thing. And these programs are for brainstorming or draft writing. It's a tool. It's not your voice. So when you do something like that, I want you to go through the copy and make sure that you add you into it. Make sure that you add your business into it. Make sure that you are saying the things that you need to say to talk about your customers' pain points, to talk about the solutions, because it's not just a bunch of emojis. It can sound like such an automated voice. So if you are using AI tools, and I hope you are, please make sure that you are going through and you are actually putting you and your business into it before you post something up online. So let's talk a little bit about how all of these steps work in your week and how you're going to start working smarter and not harder. So let's say for instance that you do a weekly YouTube video. How would a batch creation process work? Okay, so you do a weekly YouTube video. Let's say Monday you use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm 4 video topics for the month. Tuesday, you take all the outlines. You create outlines for all 4 videos. You got your script template or whatever you're using. And you write them up. You add in your voice. And seeing them all in one place like that ensures that your video's content is connected to your business. And you know that you're showcasing your products. You know that you're talking about your services. And then basically just makes that your content is valuable. And you're not just waking up Monday morning and trying to pull something together for a video episode just so that you can say you posted something this week. So then we say, okay, so then we've got all that done on Tuesday. So Wednesday we go in and we block off time and we record all 4 of our videos in one session. So now we've got our ideas written out from Monday. Tuesday, we've gotten the copy that we've pulled together. Wednesday, we're recording all of our videos. Thursday then, we can come in and we can edit the audio, we can edit the video, whatever it is that you're using. Or if you have an editor, this is the day we want to send it to our editor. Friday, so we've got everything done, and all we need to do at that point is just schedule the videos. We think about our SEO-based titles, we think about our hashtags, we create our thumbnail images, we write our video descriptions, and that what we've done is we've broken down in 1 week. You have now developed your video episodes for an entire month. And you know that it's connected to your business. You know that you feel really good because you've seen it all together. The bird's eye view, remember the content calendar? You can see it all together and it's all ready to go. And so you're not scrambling every single week to post something. And you can even put in, an extra step. If you're scheduling on Friday, you can schedule all of them. And the entire 4 weeks worth of videos. Okay, let me give you another example. So let's say you are doing social media posts. So Monday morning, you use that as your brainstorming. So Monday morning, you brainstorm a week's worth of content ideas. You do your brainstorm session. You talk about, you think about where you're going to be showing up. Are you showing up on Instagram? Are you showing up on TikTok? Are you showing up on LinkedIn, Pinterest, so on and so forth? Where am I going to show up? What am I going to share? And this is just Monday's just brainstorming. It's just content. It's understanding. And if I'm doing other things like writing a blog post, where am I going to repurpose that? Am I sharing this on my email messages? Am I sharing this on LinkedIn or, on Facebook? Or how am I doing this? This is just a time that you're brainstorming. Tuesday comes around and we want to start creating copy. And then we can write the copy. Social media posts should not take us that long. Maybe we use ChatGPT or some AI tools to help us write some copy. We make sure we go back through that copy and we're putting you and your business into that copy. Wednesday comes and then we can start creating all of our graphics. We can do our graphics for Instagram. We can do our graphics for thumbnail images. We can do our graphics for maybe we put graphics on our blog posts on our website. We're doing graphics for Pinterest pins. All of that is happening that next day. And then the day after that, we block off time and just start scheduling the posts for the week. So now we've got everything that we filled out. And this week-long process is us still working ahead of the game because it's going to be for the week after it. So we can keep doing this every single week. So if we're doing this for the whole week, we're scheduling this the week after this. So that's how this is working. That's why I'm breaking it down into small bits and pieces during the day. I mean, of course you could spend like all day Monday doing every one of these steps so that your entire week is ready to go and you're free to focus on engaging with your community instead of scrambling, to post something. But doing it this way means that you are spending a whole day of work creating content. And for some of us who have clients, who have other things going on with our businesses, it's really hard to give up a whole day just to create content. So once again, that is there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there is just your way. If you're able to give up a whole day to create content so that you can put everything together for the entire week, by all means do that. But if not, I really highly recommend that you think about breaking this up in a daily situation where you're taking each focused session and batching that type of content, batching the script writing, batching the images, batching the recording of the videos, batching the scheduling. All of that stuff is what you really are looking to do, because it's more important that your batch creation routine fits your business and the content that you're sharing online. Because the key to this process is finding a rhythm, finding a routine that actually works for you. Because batch creation works when you have a system and you stick to it. But I get it, because sometimes, let's be real, sometimes it's hard to stay motivated, and it's hard to not let life get in the way. I mean, I can just tell you right now, we have had some crazy cold weather here in Florida. And you know what happened? I got sick. That's probably one of the reasons I had to take a sip of water. I was so sick that I couldn't even sit at my desk, and I just went to bed. And today is my first day back at work. You know what? It's okay, because I had my content ideas worked out. I have my batch creation process in place. So it's easy for me to just jump right back into my creating my video episodes. Because batch creation isn't just about saving time. It's about creating space in your schedule to focus on what really matters, like growing your business, or spending more time developing your client base, or selling your products. This is where we make money, folks, because the power of doing batch creation isn't just about cranking out as much content as you can. It's about creating a process that's going to help you get as much content as you need to keep sharing your marketing message. Batch creation is about helping you showing up, gosh, excuse me. I guess I am still feeling sick. About helping you show up consistently, helping you reach more customers, and helping you ensure that you are using your valuable time as a business owner to do all the things you need to do every single week to really see growth in your business. So thank you so much for joining me today on this creative journey. If you've enjoyed this content about creative content development, I hope you'll hit the share button, and let's keep this conversation going, because I want you to make this year to stay consistent. I have totally been where you are. I have totally been spinning my wheels, trying to keep up with all these marketing demands, trying to figure out how I'm going to get my marketing done and how I'm going to actually share my marketing messages without spending all day creating content. And then I learned a simple, repeatable process that actually works, and it transformed my business. And I'm sharing this with you in my free masterclass, How to Get Organized and Stay Consistent with Your Marketing. Let's make this year the year that you finally feel in control of your marketing. You reduce your overwhelm, and you start to achieve results that you've been looking for with that marketing plan. The link is below that you can watch the free masterclass called How to Get Organized and Stay Consistent with Your Marketing. Look below in the description box for that link. You are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.